We had an old gentleman whose the front of his house was a store, and he lived in the back of the house. So he would have very few canned goods, and he might have had some fresh eggs and milk and stuff like that for people to buy instead of having to go to the big store on Mansfield Highway. They could go to that little neighborhood store, and he had candy and soda pop and all the good stuff. So, but that was 2 blocks from my grandmother's house. So we would save our bottles. I'm so old. We would save the bottles, and you would trade them in because they were, at that time, you got 5 cents for each bottle of Coke, empty bottle of Coke, and then you could get he would give you candy for bringing it back to him. So yeah, it was a fun place to live and grow up because I stayed with my grandparents a lot.
Do you remember his name?
I do not. I do remember, such a bad story. My sister would always get free candy for sitting on his lap. And all the little girls got free candy if they sat on his lap. And so my granddad one day just happened to be outside as we were coming from his store. And he knew, we had asked him for money, so he knew we didn't have any money. And so he's like, how do y'all have candy? And I said, oh, well, my sister's name is Zena. I said, Zena sat on his lap, and blah, blah. He goes, why? And I don't know, every time girls sit on his lap, you get money. He was gone the next day. My granddad and my granddad's neighbor, he went next door to my neighbor, and the neighbor happened to go across the street to get that guy and 2 other guys along the way, and they went up to the store, from what I understand. It was a long time ago, but they went up to the store, and then we were not allowed to go to the store anymore. And to come to find out, yeah, he disappeared. So he left the neighborhood. So, but that's how they would take care of the neighborhood in the old days. They watched each other's kids. I couldn't walk down the street and get in trouble because every neighbor along the block has already called my grandparents to tell them what I'd been doing because, we all knew each other's kids and how that works. So I wish I did remember his name. I don't. But it was just a very interesting place and a story that I always made sure my daughter, hey, you never have to sit on, you don't sit on people's laps to get candy. So, but it's just how they didn't call the police. They didn't, I don't know whatever happened to him. They just said they strongly advised him to leave town or leave that area. I don't know if he left town, but at least left that area.
How old were you when that happened?
Oh gosh, 6, 7.